Welcome back, amazing hackers. Over the past couple of episodes, we've looked at a couple of things. We've looked at how to work with variables, how to make a GET request, a PUT request, and all these different things. But now let's make things interesting, because as you can see here, we see the option to select a data file. Now this data file is either a CSV or JSON file. So keep that in mind. You can make any file. The way I do it is I just create a new text file. I save it as a CSV file, and there we go. Done. Now you want to replace the values within certain requests. Of course, that's normal. Let's say we have this PUT request here. We want to replace the title with the attack vector that we want, and also the body with the attack vector that we want. Now, if we are running this specifically, so we're going to create two variables here as well, or at least one variable. I'm going to put it on my environment, and that has the same name for me. And then what I'm going to do as an initial value for this attack vector is I'm going to say file not found. That way I know whenever I see file not found that my attack vector is not being loaded properly. Now if I do this request like this particular PUT request in here, you can see that I'll see title and body file not found. Now this might not seem that powerful, might not seem that interesting until you realize that if I am actually in a runner and I select my data file to be the data file that I'm creating right here, all you have to do is to make your first line to be the heading of the CSV file. You need to have every column named as to what it will be. So this will be my attack vector in this instance. Okay, that sounds interesting enough. My attack vector will get replaced in my PUT request from the moment I choose select data file here, and then I can also see my iterations go up as I see the number of attack vectors go up. Now, as you can see, I have a lot in here. ls, some basic command attack vector. I have a SQL injection attack vector. I have some more of that, and I have a cross-site scripting attack vector as well. So these are all very mixed attack vectors, and you might expect a different response from all of those attack vectors. That's all very possible. We can also change this to include that our response has to be different. Now, this is a comma separated value file. That's what they call CSV. So I'm just going to separate my values with my commas in here. And then I want to know what the result is as well. And then I can put in here whatever I expect from the result to be the case. Now in this case, I'm going to expect my response to have a particular thing in the body. Let's say that I want it to have a slash in here, because we'll probably expect, if we are doing a ls, we're going to retrieve a list of files, so, or at least a list of folders as well. So that's what we'll put in here, and then of course we'll still have to replace this. Now for the SQL injection, I am looking for anything that contains the word SQL in it. Same for this one, SQL. The response should contain word SQL. And for my attack vector for cross-site scripting, I just want this to be the same thing. So my body has to contain all of these in the result. Now in Postman, I still need to adapt my response. So this is going to be my test for this one. It's going to be a test in this case. And I want to test something. I want to test that the body contains. So response body contains string, and there I can put the string in that I want, which in this case will be there we go. If I can select it properly, of course, result. Now I still have to define this variable, and of course you might be seeing that this is not taking, because we are in JavaScript, guys. That's what I keep forgetting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a global variable as well. And in here, I'm going to set the name result with, again, the base value of file not found. All right, there we go. So let's save those global variables. Shall we go back to our PUT request? That's in here. And then I need to grab that specific global variable. Of course, I can't do that in the regular way. Going to have to do that programmatically. So we'll get a global variable, set a global variable. It's the same thing as get a global variable, just a little bit different. It will be .get, and of course I will only need the variable key for this one. There we go, and I don't need my trailing semicolon either. Now I'm going to put these things to include. There we go. Now whenever I'm going to run my request, as you'll see, probably it's going to say a couple of things. Of course, I need to change before I forget to pm.toInclude. Am I doing something wrong here? I'm just going to do this again, just to be sure. Just remove this, because I think I've removed a little bit too much code there. So we're going to do response body contains pm.expect yet to include, and then in here, of course, I need to do pm.variables.get, and then the key results. There we go. So whenever I run this script right now, again, it's going to check for file not found exception. That's not going to work. That's of course not what's going to be in that specific response. Oh well, in this case it is, of course. I keep forgetting that, but of course, as you can see in here, my base values for these for title and body were also file not found. So file not found, let's make it file not found exception. That is very smart of me. Exception for this one, results. And then I can make for my global variables, I can make, or at least for the variables that I have into my testing environment, this will be file not found exception for attack vector. At least they'll be different from each other in this case. There we go. So if I save all of this right now, what should be happening is I can start running with my specific data file, and for every single entry in my data file, I'm going to take my attack vector, I'm going to replace it into the body of my request, and then I'm going to test if the response contains my result. So as you can see, this is some very powerful stuff right here. I can automate all of these different attack vectors, and I can automate checking the responses for me. So there's a lot of things that can be done here. Use your imagination. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye, amazing hackers.